Hey guys, what's up? This is a review I'm doing. Obviously, talking about an album that a lot of people are going to be talking about, and this is Abbath's first solo album. Now, Abbath obviously has been infamous in the black scene, not even infamous, just black metal scene. He's been an amazing singer. He's been in one of the most well-known bands in the scene, Immortal, obviously. And this is just basically a group with two other guys, one of them being Creature from Bernard, a great death metal band, and King, who's been in I, which was Abbath's side project at one point, and he was in Gorgoroth, and he's been in Godseed. So that's all I gotta say about that. This was released on Season of Mist, and it was released January 22nd, if I haven't already mentioned that. So let's get into the music. So we start with the first song, To War, and it has a more modern sounding thing, and I gotta say, most of this album sounds pretty modern. Not too dissimilar from the All Shall Fall album, and you know, it's kind of generic at times, but really, it's not generic in the way where it's just like, oh, fuck this, I can't listen to this at all. It's more generic in the way it's like, sometimes you're like, it could have been a little bit more, you know, that guitar riff could have been played a little bit better. Maybe that like drum solo could have been, you know, filled in a little bit more in a certain spot, or a little bit less could have been, a little bit could be taken away from it. But you know, most of the time, that song is alright. And the same thing with Winter Bane, which has a killer opening. And the song is really, like, you know, it is pretty standout overall. But then you move on to songs like Ashes of the Dam, which are really awesome, and you know, they rip into what they're tapping into what I really want from Abbath, but it's still not exactly what I want. And the same thing happens with Ocean of Wounds. Like, good riffs, and Abbath sounds great, you know. It's just quality shit, but it's not really up to snuff with stuff I was expecting. Even if it was a little bit more like All Shall Fall, I probably would like this a lot more. Like, sorry, I got the hiccups. Count the Dead is a good song. We're listening to it right now, and that was used for the 7-inch single, which came out there in December, I believe. I already reviewed it, and you know, I thought it was a great song, and I thought the riffs on this song are catchy, and that moves into the song Fenrir Hunts, and it's what I expected. Better production, nicer sound, you know. I don't mind the nice production on this, you know, album. It's just that, you know, you would kind of expect a little bit raw, tremolo pick production, like tremolo sound, you know, and all that shit, and treble should be turned up a bit, you know, all that kind of usual black metal stereotype. But I always like that, I always expect that, so I guess I kind of set myself up to be disappointed with that. And then you look at songs like Root of the Mountain, and it's just another decent track, not that much different from the other songs. It's just kind of like sits there, you're like, it's a good song, but it's nothing really that you'll remember. But my favorite song, in all honesty, is Eternal. You know, it's a hard-hitting track that the album should have been overall, in my opinion, but you know, it's not far from the rest of the material. It's just a little bit more raw production-wise and playing-wise. And then you look at the two bonus tracks, Riding on the Wind, which is obviously Judas Priest cover. A decent cover, you know, the vocals feel a bit forced, which I feel like Abbath's trying to be. You know, he wanted to sing different than he does on his studio albums most of the time, but it just never came across right. It's all good, it's all right cover, but you know, a little bit mediocre. And then you look at Nebular Raven's Winter. You know, it's a modern remake of old Immortal song off of Blizzard Beast. Not bad in any way, but not like, you know, nothing really interesting. You know, I'd rather just go back and listen to the old version, in all honesty. But you know, that's all you can really say about that. The artwork is a bit corny. You know, it's a cool picture. I really like the way it's taken, but you know, just looking at it, you're just kind of like, eh. You know, it's kind of take it or leave it kind of picture. It's not really, you know, something I'd expect on an album cover. I'd expect that like somewhere in the booklet somewhere. But you know, it's pretty cool. And I've seen pictures of like the vinyl versions of this album. It looks pretty awesome. So, you know, I can't really bitch about that either. So, really, this album's not extremely over the top, and it's not extreme. It's not bad at all. It's just that I expected a bit more. You know, I had the hype train for this was pretty high, and I had my hopes set pretty high as well. And I never really got let down. It's just more of like, it's like kind of expecting something, waiting for the punch, and the punch comes sometimes, but it's not all the time. So really, I'm not gonna give this album a bad rating just because my expectations were through the fucking roof. It's just that you know, it was kind of disheartening here that it wasn't exactly what I was hoping for after all. But really, I'm gonna give this a 79 out of 100, and really, that doesn't take away from the fact that this is an awesome album. If you like Immortal or Abbath's vocal stylings at all, you should definitely check this out. It's just that, you know, it's a bit generic for my ears, and really, I would have given it a higher score just if the production sounded a little bit less modern, but that kind of does take away from it for me, but, you know, that's all you can do. Abbath put out a great album. Everyone should go pick it up. I'm probably going to buy the special edition for fuck's sakes, because I really do like this album. It's just that my hopes were a little bit too high for it. But yeah, really, if you enjoy Abbath, go check this out. So that's all I gotta say, guys. Peace the fuck out and listen to Abbath.